Hey everyone, my name is Jerrod Warr. I'm one of the partners here at FWI Warr & Iyer, and I handle all the work comp claims. And today's video is all about giving you a broad overview of what a work comp claim looks like. First of all, this is very generic and very broad reaching. If you have specific questions about a situation you're going through, please reach out to an attorney to make sure you get those addressed. And not every situation plays out just like this, but most cases I would say it's pretty fair. So with that being said, let's get started. There you are working, doing just what you're supposed to do, and unfortunately you get hurt. Now, you were no spring chicken beforehand, but you would be at what I like to call 100%. And so the first thing you've got to do is report that injury to your supervisor or boss. I think this part is very important, and a lot of people kind of play touch and go with that because they don't want to ruffle feathers. They think they can sleep it off overnight or over the weekend, but I think it's really important to let them know right away that something's going on, and you hope that it resolves. Sometimes it does, and unfortunately sometimes it doesn't. Now, during this process is an investigation period for everybody. You're trying to figure out how badly hurt you are. They're trying to figure out what kind of claim responsibilities they're going to have. And at some point, if the claim's serious enough, you're going to get either a general admission of liability, also known as a GAL, or an NOC, also known as a notice of contest. That's them either admitting that they're responsible or that they are not responsible for this claim. And it really boils down to, were you hurt in the course and scope of employment? And it's not necessarily on the job directly. There's a lot of exceptions for it, but suffice it to say, if you were working, you should be covered. Then you need to go see a work comp doctor. Now, they're supposed to provide you with a list of choices to go see. Sometimes they blow that, and then you get your own pick. But most of the time they're pretty good about that because it's definitely in their best interest to give you that list. So then you go see a work comp doctor and you start treating, and they're going to do that initial evaluation, see how much is wrong and what needs to happen. And this part really is determined upon how long it takes you to recover, to get either back to 100%, like what we talked about just before, or as close as the doctors can get you. So maybe 88% or 75%, whatever the number may be. But during this time period, if you miss any work, at some point you will receive some wages. Now those can be TTD or TPD. As you've already seen, there's a lot of acronyms in work comp. So that just is basically a wage replacement on how much time you're missing from work, either 100% or something less. And you will continue to receive those as a supplement while you're getting better. Once you get to MMI, that's maximum medical improvement, the doctors release you from care, maybe with some minor maintenance to move forward, like physical therapy, massage, something like that. This is a really critical juncture in the claim because what is going to happen is you're either going to agree with that work comp doctor or you're going to disagree. Now, most of the time, the work comp insurance company is going to agree with this doctor. And a lot of times when there's a disagreement, it's the claimant. And that's just because of how work comp works in general. So it's a very important part of the claim process to be very particular about what they've admitted to pay for, what they haven't, and what the doctor is saying that you need for care. If you disagree with that doctor, you will get a second opinion, and it's a formal one, and it's called DIME, or Division Independent Medical Exam. This is a lot of steps, and it could be that you've agreed upon a doctor. Most likely you haven't agreed upon a doctor with the adjuster or their attorney, and so you just got to make sure that you're doing those things properly. If you can agree, great, you'll go get a second opinion. If you don't agree, you're going to get a panel and have to make a choice off of that panel, which is issued from the division. Then you get a second opinion. Hopefully it's better or more accurate. It's at this juncture that you will probably receive a new final admission of liability. Not always, but usually. Then that's when the benefits are paid out, and a lot of times it's via an impairment rating. So at this point, when you've got your impairment rating, that's really critical. It's important because it determines the value of your claim moving forward. If you can settle, that's great, but it's not a requirement by either party. Settlement essentially is you giving up your rights to further stuff in the claim in exchange for money. Ultimately, this is pretty much the end of a claim when there's no litigation. Sometimes, however, there's just a disagreement between the two sides that can be sorted out without the help of a judge involved. The important thing to remember is that it can happen at any juncture in the claim. At the beginning, at the end, in the middle, anywhere. If you have very specific questions, you need to talk to an attorney. I do free consultations. I am happy to answer anything that you have. And if you don't need an attorney, I'll definitely let you know. So please give us a call. Hopefully this video has been helpful for you otherwise, and thanks for watching.